Well, hi, welcome to my latest video. Well, on this one, I'm going to review another product that was sent to me. This one is from a company that I've reviewed products from before, Gochifix, and in this case, it's their DM9 7-inch digital microscope, where you can see things amplified onto a little screen, and you can also transfer it to the computer or connect to the computer and be able to see it there as well. Now, I already have a digital telescope. It's from Andonstar, and I reviewed this, I think, a little over a year ago. It's very similar, has a 7-inch screen. This one is a little bit higher end. It has a few extra features to it, but it also costs twice as much as this one. I'll put down in the links below in the notes to this video, links to both of these, so you can see what I mean and compare, at least compare the pricing. But let me go ahead and review this one. I might mention as I go along the way some of the things that stand out right off the bat from what the existing one is to this particular one I'm reviewing. Now, I've reviewed Gochifix devices before. Most recently, not too long ago, I reviewed their handheld oscilloscope and DVM, which did extremely well. So I have high hopes that this one is going to be similar, but yeah, we'll find out. I'll do a box opening and see what's in it, and then we will set it up, test it out. I'll try to show it on the computer, and then we'll see the difference. Okay? So anyway, let's get started, and at the end I may come back and give a summary of this, but I'm not sure. Let's see. Okay, before we get into the box opening, I just wanted to show the Gochifix 7-inch digital microscope specifications. If you take a look at what's on the screen right now, you can see and learn anything you need to know on those specifications. Okay, here it is, the Gochifix DM9 7-inch LCD digital microscope. Fairly plain box, not a lot of information on it. They do give you some basic specs here, that the focus mode is manual, has built-in battery, and has a USB connection, and a gross weight, but let's open it up and see what's inside. Well, first off, it looks like a little CD. I guess that's for the drivers. It's a good thing that I have CDs still on my computers. I do have an external as well that I would have to use here in my studio, but it is just a small one. You have to make sure you be able to support this as well, the small size. Some of the CDs that people have do not. Well, I'm good in that regard, so it should be okay when I go to install the software. Got a manual. Manual, as always, well, it's a little bit better than some in terms of the size of the font. So we can go through and see what the different features are and what it has going for it. Okay, and it does work with a PC. I just noticed that there. You have to download some software to get to all the features. But I understand that this is supposed to look like a camera on the computer. We'll see. I'm going to test that out. What else we got? A little bit of cushioning. That is for the 7-inch screen. There we go. Actually, just like the one I reviewed from the other manufacturer, this one has the actual CPU, screen, and the microscope part of it as well, all built into one. Now this one only has a single lens. It does not have the multiple lenses like we had in the one I reviewed last time. So we'll see how that works out, whether I can look at some of the same items or not and see them clearly. This looks like this is the focus. You turn this little silver bar here, and that'll focus it for you, okay? Oh, it's got a remote control, but it's wired. It's a wired remote control, so I guess there's a place to plug this in over here somewhere. It has a key over here. It says key. It's the only thing it really could be, right? That's the 5-volt supply if you want to charge it up. Let's see if we have a power cable in here. Okay. I wonder what this is. I'll have to figure out what this is. Is that a lens or something else? I'll find out when I look it up. Not exactly sure. Put that aside. Oh, and here is, I guess, the boom arm. Yep, that's the boom arm. This one, you can move it up and down. Oh, I like the fact that it has a track to it. That's a nice feature. That way you know that it's going to be solid and stay in one place. And you can lock it down, I guess, with this one, right? Okay, so it should be pretty easy to put together. We'll find out in a moment. And then here is some accessories. Let's see what we got in here. Well, it looks like we got the cable, the charging cable. Or it could be used to connect up to your computer, I would assume. Let's see how long this is. Okay, I like to do the half trick, bend it in half. It's about 2 feet, so I guess it's about 4 feet in total. USB 2.0, but it's got a USB-C at this end of it. It's only going to run at 2.0 if this end is. We got, is that a sticker or a test sheet? I'm not sure. I'll have to look at that, whether that's a sticker or a test sheet or something like that. Oh, it's got micro SD card in it. Micro SD card. Let's see, how big is that one? 32 gigabyte micro SD card. And then here's the base, and the base has 2 lights. Well, it looks like this is some sort of rubber protector. I better put that back in the bag too. Not sure if that wraps around the lens or whatever this little thing happens to be. This painted plastic, chrome plated. And then the base, it has 2 little lights to it. Okay. So it looks like it takes the power back here and provides the power. Let's put it together. Looks like it's pretty simple to put together. Let's see if I move these out of the way just slightly. Looks like there's a plastic nut here. No, it's not plastic. It felt plastic from the outside. That is metal, black chrome and metal. Let's put this in here. Does it thread or? Well, it looks like it needs to have this nut on there. I guess this is a tightener. Put that back on there, and then we should be able to get this thing installed. So we can lock it down with that nut on the bottom. There we go. And then the actual screen and the microscope part of it, I would assume that goes in here. This has some lock nuts, little plastic, metal with plastic tips to them, which is the right way to do it. And if we put this in here like this, we should be able to tighten it in place. And that's basically assembled at that point. Now it has a battery in it. I'm going to go ahead and connect up the cable and charge it and make sure that we're at full charge before I go ahead and test it. Okay, so that's pretty simple to put together. Okay, so see you in a few. Okay, I figured a lot of this out now. If you take a look at this with the power, you see the red light here. Whoops, it came on. The red light means that it's charging. So let me turn this off again. I'll press the off button. When it's fully charged, which I had it a few minutes ago until I started testing it with the battery, it turns blue. So that's your indicator that it is fully charged. Now I figured a few things out. The first thing was, let me bring this thing back up again. Okay. The first thing was that little band that I showed before. It is an actual little cushion, as I thought it might be, that goes, whoops, this thing fell out, one of the screws that lock it in place. I didn't want to get it all the way out. But if you take this out now, I put that little cushion, that white cushion that was there before, into this little part here. The instructions don't talk about it, but that's what it is. So I put that little cushion in here. I had to cut it to length. It was a little too long and wouldn't fit around it, but that's what it is. So now if I put this in here, tighten it in place, now it's ready to go. As you saw a moment ago, to turn it on, oh, you know what it is? I didn't lock this thing in the back. So once you roll it up, I forgot to do the locking in the back part here, so it was rolling down. That's better. Now it won't roll down. The power on button is right over here underneath the light, a little bit to the right, and that's the power. Now, there's 2 lights here. I had to wire the remote into it to get the 2 side lights to work. So this remote here had to be wired up. It has to be connected to both the base. There's a micro USB that goes back to this. And then there's a regular 2.5 millimeter connector over here that's providing the data from the remote. So with the remote, you can actually come in here. Oh, and there's separate little amplifiers for the light. So you can, this one here on the monitor turns off the one that's at the bottom of the monitor. So this one here turns that off. I could turn it up again, and I could turn it off with that little lever there. The one for these 2 lights here, that's on the back. Again, a little rotary switch that you just run your finger across, and you can adjust the lights accordingly. So I'll leave the lights on for now. I found out what this thing was, and it is a diffuser for the light that's underneath the lens. There's actually LED light that exists underneath the lens here. If you look at the bottom, you would see it. You see the LED light down in there. This little plastic piece actually comes off. You twist it and it comes off and you can see the LED light. This is a diffuser of that light. I guess it depends what you're looking at, whether you want to get the side light through or not. If you want the side light to go through, you use this clear one. Or if you want to just use the light that's coming off the bottom, this thing here is just a protector in the middle. You pop it out from the bottom, a little felt protector. And then this whole thing just sort of goes right on here. And you sort of got to twist it in place a little bit until it sort of stays on. There. Once it catches, it's on. And you control that light, again, by the light switch on the side here. So there it goes, going through and on at this point. So we have light, and we can add to that light with these two side lights if we want to, depending on how much light we want. This thing is sort of a test grid I showed before. You can put this underneath here. I'll put something white underneath it. Let me try this, the back side of the CD. You put that underneath it, and you can actually see that plate. And in here you can look at certain samples of information, and it'll look better once I put it up on the monitor. But if you do that, get the light right, you can see that little pattern there, right? You move it around, you can see it. You can focus it with this little lever right here. There you go. It does have a remote where you can do things like bring up a menu. I'm not going to go into all the details of the menu right now, but if you click on the menu button, you get things like all of the settings that you might want to do. Resolution, burst shooting, you can do 5 shots at one time because it can take pictures. I put the micro SD card in there, so it's in place, ready to go. You see it on the screen here. You see a picture counter up at the top here. It's got 999 pictures left. It's in picture mode when you see the camera. Anyway, that's all nice and good. It's also got all the same controls as on the remote underneath the monitor. All of the same controls are there underneath it, on the left and right, all the way across the bottom. The manual is pretty good explaining those in very much detail, so I won't go into them too much right here. A lot of them are just self-explanatory. So here's an example again of the amplifier. If I move the thing up and down, the closer you get to it, the bigger it gets. So if you want to look at some really fine print, like at the bottom end of this thing, you see this scale and shows in millimeters, 10 millimeters, down to 1 millimeter at the baseline. If you lower this, unlock it, and then lower it down, and lock it here, now you have to refocus it. And now you can see it's amplified it significantly. Now, to hook it up to the computer, you have to use the USB cable that came with it or something that's equivalent to it. Let me disconnect it. Oh, right now it's turned green. I might have said blue before. It's not blue. It turns green when it's fully charged. So for red when it's charging, green when it's fully charged. Let me connect up the cable. I got another cable that'll work just as good. I'll leave this one connected to because it didn't come with a brick, so I had to add my own brick to it. Power brick, that is. So I have another cable here, a longer cable that can reach my USB-C connector. I'll put USB-C connector as a connector over here on the side of the monitor. That's also where you use to charge it, but now it's going to identify the fact that it's going to a computer. So when I connect it up to the computer, it pops up a little menu here. This little menu says, how do you want to use it? It's currently set so that I can access the SD card, the micro SD card, and see the pictures or videos that are on it. Or I can use it as a camera on the PC, or I can use it just in charging mode. It's easiest for the remote just to take this and just go down with the down arrow. And then you got to hit the OK button down here. Now it says it went into PC camera mode. We don't see anything on the screen now. Let me open up the camera application on the computer and capture that so you can see what I'm looking at. Okay, so here we are. I have the camera app open and I'm capturing the screen. You see what I have on the microscope? Let me focus it here. Wow, look at that. Get up close and personal there. Still using the back side of that card to do this with. I could change the lighting around. Maybe get a little bit different lighting here, right underneath there. That's pretty good, right? If I raise it up, it moves away. Focus that now. Now I can move the object around that's being looked at. Oh, look at that. It's a grid. That's all on that little card that it came with, the transparency it came with. It shows different thickness of lines, 0.03 microscope, micrometer, calibration, ruler. So we can calibrate using this. I guess there's a calibration mode to it. I won't go through this in this quick video, but I did wanted to show you can capture it. Now, I did not load the special software off of the DVD. I may do a follow-up video on that if enough people are interested on it. It gives you some additional features to control it from the PC, from what I understand. So there we go. It's kind of hard to control it like it usually is with these microscopes. In the end, it looks pretty good, right? So anyway, I wanted to end the video with this picture here and just tell you that this is actually easier than the Andonstar electronic microscope that I have. Setup is easier. The way to use it is easier. It is disappointing that it doesn't have an HDMI output. I have to use the USB output, but it seems to work okay. I mean, obviously the resolution and clarity won't be exactly the same through a USB as it will be through an HDMI. And it makes it more difficult to bring it into, if you're doing online chatting or online streaming or something like that. But it does work, as you can see, right? So if you're interested, you'll find down at the bottom of this video, as I said, you'll find various link directly to the Amazon ad for this. Also for the Andonstar that I also reviewed, if you're interested in checking that out, as I said earlier. And I may throw a couple of other links down there that might be useful to you as well. So anyway, till the next time, thanks for watching.